Welcome to Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm your host, James Coleman. I write at innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter at InnerPeaceArts1. That's Inner Peace Arts with the number 1. I write and I coach. And today I want to talk a little bit about what separates Inner Peace Arts from other wisdom businesses. And I think that one of the things that really separates Inner Peace Arts from the other wisdom businesses is this focus on a bottom line and what power is really available, and being honest about that. You hear lots of people in this space talking about, oh, humanity should do this and humanity should do that and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, fine. And you have lots of money flowing into some of these organizations, and that's fine too. But I think here's my problem, or not my problem, my difference, or my perspective change, or however you want to say it, is that if there was real power available, in my opinion, right, that power can and should be used to make significant change and to be vocal and or open about it, right? I mean, if you're saying that there's a cosmic currency and that there's these energy bits that we can access to make our lives fantastic, okay, why can't you simply say, okay, this is what you need to do so that we can collectively take out, say, government forces that are creating systematic slavery in the world, right? I mean, let's just be honest. And I think that's the whole point of Inner Peace Arts, is that you don't have that kind of power, and that at least you haven't accessed it in such a way that you can share it and make it known. My point is, talk about the problems that really need to be addressed. And yeah, go ahead. I mean, you're still addressing your personal development and spirituality and social change and all that, but talk about the problems that really need to be changed and keep them at the forefront, instead of you selling books. Now, I'm all for selling books. I'm all for, making a living, which is access to production. I'm going to not use the term money here, and use the term access to production. So the access to the production of other people that are making some of the things that you need: food, clothing, shelter, education, etc. Because you don't necessarily need money for those things. You just need the agreement that you're going to share your production with someone else, and that you're going to defend the materials that allow that production to be made. That's the real deal. That's what seems to be avoided in conversation, and that's another one of the reasons why I do what I do, and why I think it's so important, and why I have, in a sense, sacrificed so much, because this topic burns in me. Now, get into my personal life later, I guess, but that's what I wanted to share here. I thought this was very, very, very important to say why Inner Peace Arts is different than other wisdom businesses. And I'll say it again, it's different because I am bold-faced honest about the problems, and about the talking about them, and about the need to change them, and that they're not to be they're not to play second fiddle to my personal development, and they're not to play second fiddle to my expression of spirituality. Okay, yeah, I can go to Costa Rica and sit in a hut and feel good, or I should say a lodge, right? And have a conference and everybody comes away feeling good. Okay, fantastic. now what? The shirt you're wearing is still made by somebody in Vietnam who's making, $2 or $3 a day, equivalent, right? So how do we fix that problem? And why can't that be at the top of the agenda, or the driving force behind what's being done? And that agenda is out and open because, listen, if the world is about stuff and there are people out there defending their stuff, then they are going to be willing to take you out for that stuff. And unless you're willing to put yourself in that position where you get taken out, then they win. And unless millions of people put themselves in that position, they win. So this is the real challenge and the real deal, and why this is so radical, in my opinion. Because I'm not afraid. Do I want to experience pain? No, I'm like anybody else. But this is just what I think, and this is the difference that I think I am bringing into the wisdom business. I mean, you could name any of the big names in this business, and you won't find a hardcore agenda against the status quo. You just won't. And that's why some ways I'm looking for people to help fund this, so that other things in life can be made a little easier, and we can get more things done. So that's what I wanted to share here. I thought it was really, really important to highlight that. And that's why I think this is the best place to start to address one's personal development and spirituality, because its driver is real change, real revolution, not joking or not having it play side fiddle to the fact that, okay, I want to retire comfortably. If that's your gig, I mean, go for it. There's plenty of other places. If you want to be happy, there's plenty of places you can go to study happiness. There are plenty of places you can go to, find meditation techniques and relax and all that. There's no shortage of that type of stuff. But there is a shortage, I think, of honest conversation about the state of the world and the state of where it's going, and what's you're actually willing to do about it, and how your spirituality and personal development is actually feeding into that, right? And so there are radicals out there that want to do this and understand how important it is. And this is where this is the good, right? This is what we think is right because it's right, because everybody should have some sort of semblance of free agency and support in that. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's straightforward. I'm not saying that there aren't internal contradictions within there. There are, but I think there's a better way, and I think that the openness about the better way is the best way to start it. So that's what I have to share today, and I hope it motivates you to start to share about this work and get it out there and let people know about it. And so that's it. That's what I wanted to share today. Once again, this is Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. Check me out at innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. Write me at innerpeacearts@protonmail.com. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Yavarechecha Adonai Vaish Merecha. Ciao.